Good luck.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Birleşik Krallık'ın en büyük üniversitelerinden Manchester Metropolitan University eğitimi Isabella'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Isabella, the stage is yours now.
Thank you very much, Zainab. Hi, everyone. I'm Isabella, and I work in the international office at Manchester Metropolitan University. And I've got the pleasure of looking after prospective students from Turkey. And today I will be giving you a short introduction to the university. Of course, you're very welcome to ask any questions you've got, and I will answer these at the end of the session. So please be patient. I will of course come back to you. We'll go through some slides to start with, and I'll also share with you, of course, my contact details, and you'll be able to have a one-to-one with me as well if you would like to. Okay, so I'll share my screen now. Just 1 second. Okay, so you should be able to see a presentation. I'm just running through the slides just to double check if everything is working okay. And there we go. Okay, so welcome to Manchester Metropolitan University. So I did a little bit of an introduction already, and I wanted to share as well with you my email address, but also our social media. This is probably one of the best ways of finding out what's going on at the university, but from the student point of view. So we've got Facebook and Instagram, of course, the website as well. If you have any specific questions about entry requirements or a particular course, please scan that QR code on the side of the screen. This will send a direct inquiry to me, and then I will follow up with you. So they will ask you a couple of questions about the course you want to study, and of course your email address, and then I'll be able to come back to you. And I will share that as well at the end of the session. So to start with, let me introduce the city. So Manchester is a truly student city. It's one of the largest student populations in Europe. So there are around 100,000 students in Manchester. We've got 3 large universities in Greater Manchester, including Manchester Met. And Manchester has really been climbing up the rankings. So it's regarded as one of the most exciting cities in the world. It's voted UK's best city to live in. And also, very importantly, is the most cost-effective student city in the UK as voted by NatWest Bank. And this is really important in terms of how much it costs to live in Manchester as a student. So in Manchester, you really get that large city experience, but at a lower price. So when you're comparing it to London, it's on average 30% cheaper to live in Manchester. And it's from things like transport to cinema to going out to, of course, your accommodation rent. So that's really important. And I think that's why one of the reasons why Manchester is so popular for students. And I also wanted to introduce you to a little fact of Manchester. So Manchester has a really interesting symbol, and it's the worker bee. And the reason for that is that Manchester used to be a very industrial city with a lot of hard-working bees, basically. And these bees used to be basically people working in the mills and people who were really driving the industry. Now the bee is a symbol of unity, of identity, of creativity, but also still that hard work and working on something together. So you will see a lot of bee and bee symbols around Manchester. So it's something really special about this city. And in terms of our university, we are a large university. So we have around 34,000 students, and we've got around 3,000 international students from over 130 different countries. So a really wide community in terms of international students. We also have been investing a lot in our campus. So over 400 million has gone into student facilities, buildings, public spaces, and so forth. And the university is really focused now on research. So we've got 14 research centers, and we're really making impact locally and internationally. And of course, being in Manchester, we've got a fantastic support in terms of student life. So there's over 150 different sports clubs and societies that you can join. Of course, it's not only about your course, it's also about the whole student experience. And in terms of what you can study at Manchester Met, we offer bachelor programs, foundation programs, masters, and PhD, so research programs. So usually a normal bachelor program would be a 3-year in duration. If you do require a foundation program, it makes it a 4-year program. And it's an integrated foundation, so it means that you only apply for one program, which lasts 4 years. You can also take the placement year, work placement year, which again will take your course to 4 years altogether before you graduate. So I will mention a little bit more about the work placements later. And then master programs, usually they're 1 year. We do also offer 2-year programs where there's 1 year optional placement. And Phil, which is a Master's of Philosophy, which is it's a master's program, but with focus on research. That's a 2-year minimum. And then PhD, so the research programs, they're 3 years in duration as minimum, but it can take longer. So now I wanted to give you an introduction about kind of Turkish students here at Manchester Met. So we've got around 20 Turkish students on degree programs, and also every summer we have English language programs as well, where Turkish students join too. And here I've listed some of the programs that currently Turkish students are studying with us. So you can see architecture is popular, also fine art, anything within design really. There are students studying management areas like international events management and business management, but also very different subjects such as chemistry and ethics, religion, philosophy, computer science, conservation biology, so a wide variety of programs. So now I just wanted to share an introduction from a Turkish student. Mustafa graduated a couple of years ago, and he's going to introduce you a little bit to studying in Manchester. So Zainab, if you can help me with just muting me for now, I will play the video in a couple of seconds.
Yes, Isabella, I am muting you. You can play the video. Hi, Isabella, we cannot hear the video, but is there any way? Can you come back to the platform and unmute yourself, please?
Okay, can you hear me again?
Yes, I can hear you.
Lovely. So it didn't work, the video?
Yes.
Oh, no worries. Let me see if this will work. Otherwise, we'll come back to the presentation. Let's just see if this works. Is this working with a sound?
Yes, it works.
Fantastic. So hopefully, let me just choose the right video. Okay, let's try this.
I came to study English course in 2009, and since then I've been living here and studying in Manchester Metropolitan University. Engineering with management I haven't seen in any other university. It was a little bit different area than what I have studied in my bachelor's. So I wanted to expand my knowledge into a different kind of sector, basically. Some of our professors are experienced in the industry. Some of our professors was working in Rolls-Royce. They know the latest technology. It also provides laboratories that free to enter. You can do your own experiment, of course with the help of the technicians. Living like a student is advantage. The advantage is you take your own responsibility, you become your own mother, your own father, you are the child as well, you cook for yourself, you go out, if you are working in a part-time job, you make money as well. But that is one of the things that improves a person with many different perspectives.
Okay, so this was a little introduction from Mustafa. Mustafa studied the engineering management program with us, and I think he's really loved Manchester. He's still living here in Manchester. He's really fallen off with the city. So now I'm going to go back to the presentation so I can continue on. Just a second. Okay, so hopefully we're back onto the presentation. Zainab, let me know if you can see the presentation again.
Yes, we can see.
Lovely, perfect. So I wanted to give you an idea about the university's history. I'm not going to go through all of it because we don't have the time, but I just wanted to share with you that the university actually started teaching back in the 19th century. So we've got history dating back to 1824. And you can see there some of the older buildings. So in 1838, we opened the School of Design. And that school is actually the second oldest school of design in the UK. But the university actually became a university in 1992. It's actually interesting to know that although we're a modern university, we've been teaching in many of our faculties for a while. And we still have very ambitious plans, so we're still opening new buildings and investing in our campus. So the campus is really a mix of some of the buildings from 19th century and some of the very, very new ones built this year. So I'm going to introduce you to some of that in the next couple of slides. So here are just a couple of different videos that hopefully you'll be able to see. These are virtual tours. I know that at the moment, travel is not permitted, so it's difficult to come and see the campus. But these virtual tours hopefully will give you an idea of what the campus is like. So there is a video for every single building at the university. You can even select and go into specific rooms. If you wanted to see, for example, the engineering workshop, you can go into that. If you wanted to see our textiles laboratory, you can go to the textiles laboratory and have a little kind of virtual tour around the building. So the university is in the heart of the city. So it takes around 10-15 minutes to walk to the main center of the city called Piccadilly Gardens. And Manchester Met is placed on one of the busiest streets in Manchester called Oxford Road. So that is like a main vein of the city. That's where the bus routes are, that's where the restaurants are, and all of the kind of student life is happening here. So the campus is quite compact. So let's say between the Faculty of Education and the Manchester Law School is around a 10-minute walk, probably less. And you've got the accommodation, the little kind of houses there that you can see. There are some of our accommodation options. And these, as you can see, are anywhere from just next to the building, maybe 1-2 minutes to maybe 10-minute walk. But everything is very close. And that's one of the advantages of the university, being able to only take a couple of minute walk from one building to another, from your accommodation to the building. This really makes the student experience. It gives you time. You don't have to waste time on a longer commute, on spending hours on the tube or on the bus, and you can really take advantage of your studying time and your student lifetime as well. And I've mentioned some of the new developments, so we are really, really excited to be working on new buildings, and we are very hopeful that we will be able to welcome students back on our campus from September. Of course, at the moment, all of those beautiful buildings are almost empty because we had to reduce the face-to-face teaching and move a lot of our teaching online. So at the moment, it's a mix of face-to-face and online. And of course, we have to keep up with the government guidelines. So as soon as we have those from the government, we'll then be able to confirm our plans for September. But at the moment, we don't know. We're waiting. We're really hopeful that we'll be able to showcase these beautiful buildings to students and that students will be able to enjoy them. And in terms of the kind of academic excellence and why students are choosing us, there's different aspects really of the university that I think students are really drawn into. So first of all, we've got a fantastic business school. It's one of our largest faculties. It's a triple accredited business school, meaning it's got the highest level of accreditation that a business school can achieve. There are only around 5% of business schools in the world that have that accreditation. So it's really placing us in that international elite of business schools. We also have the TEF Silver Award for teaching. So that means that our teaching is of really high standards. We're also ranked globally in top 200 in the world for universities under 50 years old. So as I've mentioned to you, we actually received our university status in 1992. So we're actually younger than 50 years old. And Times Higher actually already recognizes us in the top 200 in the world. And we also have fantastic research. So at the moment, 85% of our research is either world leading or internationally excellent. So it means we're actually making impact with our research. It's important research that is really contributing to our lives. And today, I'm not going to introduce you in great detail to all of the programs, all of the faculties, because we only have under an hour. But I will give you some key points for each of the faculties. And then if you wanted to learn more, ask questions or send your inquiry form and I will follow up. So let's start with arts and humanities. So here we've got the fantastic art school. So art and design. We also offer fashion within that. And also areas of humanities and languages such as English and creative writing, history, journalism, languages, linguistics. Then on to the business and law faculty. So here you can study anything from accounting to marketing and of course law. So for law, we offer all these stages of a law professional career. So starting from foundation all the way to PhD. There's the bar programs, LPC, GDL, LLM, so all of the different stages of the qualification as a lawyer. In our education faculty, we specialize in two different areas. First is education studies, so things like inclusive education, childhood youth studies. The second part of it is teacher training. So we specialize in training teachers. So for example, training teachers how to teach maths, biology, and so forth. And then health psychology and social care. So here we've got different health professions, such as nursing, nutritional sciences, physiotherapy, and then also psychology and social care. In terms of our health profession programs, we don't offer the standard medicine program. We don't offer vet science, and we don't offer dentistry. These are the three programs that you will not be able, unfortunately, to find at bachelor's level, for example, at Manchester Met. We do offer one program kind of in medicine, and that's sports medicine, so very specific at postgraduate level. And then on to science and engineering, a very large faculty offering computing, mathematics, engineering, life sciences, natural sciences, so things like biomedical science, zoology, animal behavior, environmental science, and also sports and exercise sciences as well. So now I'm just going to highlight a couple of important features for each of these. So with arts and humanities, we've got the School of Art, which is the second oldest in the UK. We've got a new School of Digital Arts, is one of those great new buildings opening. And this new School of Digital Arts will mix art and technology, so a new creative arts industries. We also have the Manchester Writing School and very strong areas in terms of sociology, English, history, ranked very highly in terms of research. For the business and law school, I've mentioned the triple accreditation. There's also other accreditations and links with professional bodies, making really the business school and the courses not only academically excellent, but also really relevant to the profession. So for example, the accounting program comes with professional accreditations, the same for marketing. So when you finish that program, not only you have the academic knowledge, but also you have a guarantee that the program is up to date and is what the industry needs for that specific program. Here we also focus very much on practical experience. So there are over 1,000 different placement vacancies advertised every year to students. So we're really giving you plenty of opportunities to apply for short-term placements, long-term placements, summer placements, and so forth. And the law school, it's been actually celebrating 50 years of teaching very recently, with very strong links with the local industry here. And of course, Manchester is a very large city. It's the second or third largest in the UK, depending how it's counted, how it's ranked. So it's an important legal centre as well. Within the education faculty, that's actually one of the faculties where we've been teaching for over 100 years. It's got a very large teacher training cohort. We train over 1,000 teachers every year. So a very group of teachers, very, very large. And we also have fantastic partnerships with local schools, different environments, so that students can really practice in different settings. In our health, psychology, and social care, we've got a couple of very strong programs there that includes physiotherapy, nursing, but also generally the health research area is one of the top in the UK in terms of new universities research, and a fantastic facility. So this is one of our new buildings where we actually have an on-site clinic and really high standard facilities in terms of those health professions. And the last but not least is the science and engineering faculty. So the faculty really is focusing on the industry 4.0, all the new technologies, sustainability. So anything that can bring that really to the world. So things like 3D printing, artificial intelligence, of course, cybersecurity, clean energy, so green energy, developing new fuels, and also working with sportsmen. So this is where we deliver our sports science program, which is a very strong program with lots of links to the industry, but also individuals such as, for example, Olympians and bigger kind of bodies that look after the sports industry in the UK. And we also have a partnership with exclusive partnership with Manchester City football team. So one more faculty or one more school to mention. So this one is quite unique because Manchester School of Architecture is actually run jointly between Manchester Metropolitan University and the University of Manchester. So this is the only program, architecture, that we deliver together with a different university. So the two universities in Manchester deliver this program together. And it's one of the highest ranked in the world and third in the UK. It's got fantastic studios based in the Manchester Met Business School, Art School, and over 100 years of experience. So this is a really fantastic choice in terms of architecture in the UK. You get the benefit of being a student at both universities, and when you graduate, the diploma is actually endorsed by both universities, Manchester Met and the University of Manchester, and the programs are accredited. So studying these programs will actually allow you to get that, get on the path of becoming an architect, an accredited architect in the UK. So now a little bit more about rankings. So Manchester Met has really improved in the rankings, and we've been climbing up the rankings. We're a very ambitious university, and we're really hoping to be in the top 50 not very long from now. So as you can see, the kind of success in rankings of Manchester Met, we're now 54th. You can see the graph there that shows that progress for us. And you can also see where we stand in the rankings in the UK in terms of other popular universities in Turkey. university. In terms of global rankings, I've mentioned to you already that Young University ranking by Times, we're ranked top 200. The general Times ranking, we are ranked between 601 and 800. And the two rankings are different because the Young University ranking doesn't take that much into account the reputation, because reputation is built over time. And for young universities, it's not possible to have that same reputation as a university which has been established for the last 5 centuries, for example. So as you can see, the university is already highly ranked, even as a young university. And here are some other subject areas. Of course, we've mentioned architecture that are really highly ranked within the UK, but also worldwide. So of course, there's plenty of different rankings. So I've put together the 3 main ones here. So Guardian, Complete University Guide, and the Times. And you can see the wide variety of programs where Manchester Met is really strong. So starting from drama and dance, fashion and textiles, to physiotherapy, linguistics, sports science, food science. There's plenty of different programs that Manchester Met is really strong in. And in terms of worldwide rankings, apart from architecture, we're highly ranked for education, art and design, also engineering and technology, social sciences, business economics, and life sciences are also world ranked as well. And of course, rankings are really important, but alongside that is the employability focus of the university that's really giving us that advantage in terms of being confident that we can prepare you for the world of jobs and job hunting. And there are a lot of courses that will offer you opportunities to take a placement, a lot of courses that will have elements, practical elements like life crime briefs or group projects. There's also individual support in terms of career service, so like work one-to-one sessions, and we offer a lot of these. There is Employability Hub, which is basically just focused on giving you the opportunities and the tools to secure jobs, and that could be anything from a summer placement to a graduate opportunity. We also have a special kind of area for jobs for students, just students at Manchester Met. It's called Jobs for Students. And also when you graduate, you get lifelong access to lots of digital career services. So basically we have a huge database of jobs, and that's available for you until the rest of your life, basically, if you're a graduate of Manchester Met. Many universities limit that to 2-3 years after graduation, but we actually give you that access to that database for the rest of your life. And we do work with great local companies and global companies as well, so like IBM, Microsoft, Walt Disney. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to network with employers and to get that world kind of life experience as well. And wanted to just introduce you to placements. So placements, if they're a part of your degree, like a sandwich year, or part of the 2-year master program, usually they will last around 1 year, so like 9 months, 10 months. Usually they're paid. You've got obviously the opportunity to learn more on the job. You can network, you can hopefully impress the employers and possibly get some openings for a job after graduation. Of course, placements mean that you will have practical projects that you can work on independently and really explore the program that you're interested in. Some of the placements will be abroad, some of the placement can be in a different part of the UK, and generally students who participate in the placements end up with better results in terms of academic standing, and this is because basically you've got the real life experience of that particular subject. So here you've just got a little quote from Danny, who did a internship with Intern China. And especially in these areas that are really practical, anything from business to engineering, those kind of real life experience of the job sector is really, really valuable. And there's a lot of different student support apart from employability and the placements. Of course, COVID-19 has created a need for a completely different student support, especially with well-being And that's really important. So health, safety, and well-being of our students is really key, and there's plenty of support available. For international students, there's international orientation programs. So when you arrive, you've got a couple of days, almost a week of different events, especially for you, for international students. There's a dedicated welfare officer also for international students. There is student support officers, mental health support, well-being. There's going to be advice for your visa, for immigration issues. You've got your personal tutor. So personal tutor is different to your normal teacher. Personal tutor is just for you for the 3-year duration of the program if you're studying bachelor's, or for the 1 year where you're studying your master's degree. So they will be looking after your progress. You will be able to get some help with assessment and so forth, and so forth. Of course, there's disability support to provide equal opportunities. That's really important for Manchester Met. And of course, English language support. So for the English language support, this is all happening through the Language Centre, which is a British Council accredited centre. So here we have our pre-sessional English. So if your English is not yet good enough to get the admission to a bachelor program or master program directly, you can join pre-sessional, finish pre-sessional, and then join the program straight away. There's also coaching for academic English. This is free for current students. So if you're a student at Manchester Met, you get free English language support with writing, with presentations. You get individual consultations. So there's plenty of support that will continue on throughout your degree. And there's also things like teacher training and lots of different activities that will help you keep improving your academic English. And here are some of the dates and facts on the pre-sessional courses. So of course, to join the pre-sessional courses, you already need to have a certain level of English. Depending how good your English is, we might decide that you need a 10-week course, or a 5-week course, or perhaps a longer course, such as a 40-week pre-sessional program. So all of these are available. These programs throughout the summer, spring and summer, they will all be delivered online. We will be considering the 5-week program possibly as a face-to-face, but this will depend, of course, on what's going on in the summer in the UK. So our default really decision here is online. So the pre-sessional programs will be delivered online. That's the current standing. In terms of accommodation, this is one of the, I guess, advantages of being in Manchester, being able to choose from a lot of accommodation, and accommodation that will really suit every budget. So here I've just given you 2 examples of accommodation with last year's prices, which should be similar more or less this year. You can see that for £8,000 a year, which is the annual rate for 43 weeks, which is almost a full year, gives you a studio apartment. So a studio apartment means it's just a mini apartment for you with your own kitchen, your own bedroom, and so forth. If you're looking for a budget option, then there is just a normal kind of classic room with a shared bathroom, shared kitchen facilities, and that's just under £5,000. And you can pay your accommodation in installments. So you pay in 3 installments, and also there is a deposit payment which is taken from that full fee, which is £1,500. And you can look online, have a look at where the accommodation options are on the map. You can again do a virtual tour of each of the halls of residence and have a look at the rooms available. And the last couple of slides will just go through fees and scholarships and the entry requirements. So the undergraduate fees and postgraduate fees have 2 different bands. It's either 15,500 or 17,000 for undergraduate programs, and 16.5 to 17.5 for postgraduate top programs, which are the master programs. So the fee of your program will depend on the type of the course. So for example, if you're studying history, this is a classroom-based course, so it will be on the cheaper band of 15,500. If you're studying a course that requires anything like a workshop or laboratories or design studios, then it's going to be the higher fee. So for example, to study mechanical engineering or to study graphic design, it will be the higher fee of either 17,000 if it's undergraduate or 17.5 if it's postgrad. Research, so PhD, depends on your research. So each of the faculties, each of the departments have a different level of fees depending on your research. So again, this will involve things like workshops, laboratories, and so forth. So once you have your proposal for your research, the department will check that, and then they will inform you of the fees. And in terms of scholarships, some of them are already confirmed, some of them are still TBC, so details are to be confirmed. So the ones that are confirmed are our automatic scholarships. So these scholarships are for every Turkish student who applies for an eligible course. For undergraduate students, that's £2,000 for every year of your study. So if it's a 3-year program, then you get £2,000 in your first year, second and third year. And if it's a master program, then it will be either £2,000 or £3,000 depending on your GPA. So that will depend on basically in your bachelor degree what you achieved in the final GPA of your bachelor degree. And there are 2 more scholarships that we are still working on details. So it's the Vice Chancellor Scholarship and the Dalton International Scholarship. The Vice Chancellor Scholarship will be separate. It will not be automatic. There will be a separate application form, which will be online, and the deadline will be later in the summer. So there's still plenty of time to apply once the details are out. And the same for the Dalton Scholarship. Again, the deadline will be later in the summer, and the Dalton Scholarship are specific to science engineering programs, and there is a specific list of programs available. So I will, of course, for anyone interested, I will share those details as soon as available. The Vice Chancellor and the Dalton International Scholarship, they will be of higher value, likely from £5,000 to £8,000, but we're still confirming the details. So they will be of higher value, but they will be more limited. So they will not be automatic like the other scholarships. So now for applicants from Turkey, so what we're looking for in terms of entry requirements. So if you require a foundation, then we would be looking at 3 out of 5 or 60% from your lise. If you want to apply for a bachelor degree, then it will be 65%, but your school has to be on an approved list of a school with good academic standing. Entry to bachelors to BA architecture are different. So below there, you've got a note. It's 80% in your 2 final years, including 75% in maths across the 2 final years as well. In terms of masters, there are 3 really different entry requirements in terms of masters. So we'll start with the first class equivalence. This is a grade that is described here in the UK. So that's the highest really that we would regard. So 3 out of 5, 3.5, sorry, out of 4, or 3.3 out of 4 if you graduated from a high-ranked university in Turkey, for example, from Koç, then we'll accept slightly lower GPA. And again, that's the same for the 2.1 equivalent and the 2.2 equivalent. The majority of our courses will require the 2.2 or 2.1. So it means that really the minimum that we can ask for is usually 2.3 if it's a high-ranked institution, or 2.5. So if you have any specific question, again, about your certificate or your qualifications, if, for example, you studied maybe in a different country and then in Turkey, or if you're tuning in from somewhere else in the world as well, just let me know. I can share the details of entry requirements for every other country with you as well if you studied somewhere else. English language requirements, you've got them here. Standard for undergraduate 6.0, 6.5 for postgraduate programs, and we accept not only IELTS, we accept other tests as well, and especially with the COVID-19 update, of course, things like IELTS indicator and TOEFL, the home edition, we also accept that. Some courses will have slightly higher requirements. So for example, architecture requires higher IELTS or equivalent. So everything is on the website in terms of what's required for each of the different courses. So just before I finish with the presentation, why study in the UK? I would think that the recognition of the academic standards here is high, and it's certainly a good investment. Of course, the programs are shorter than some of the other countries, like in the US. And you've got an opportunity to develop other skills such as employability. Of course, there's opportunities all the way from foundation to PhD. There's plenty of research going on here in the UK, and the industry is really blooming in the UK still. So it is something to really get involved in. And of course, UK is such a multicultural society, so plenty of opportunity as well to mix and to experience different cultures. And here's just a couple of things in terms of working in the UK that I can cover if questions come up. But if you do study on a student visa, you are able to work. There will be some limitations, but it is possible. And again, after graduation, if you meet certain conditions, you will be able as well to continue with employment after you've graduated. So how to apply? You can apply online, on the university page, or through UCAS. I've also given you contact details for one of our education advisors, that's British Education Bureau. We also have a full list of advice available on our website. So here is just an example of one of our advisors based in Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir. So you can reach out to them, and they can also help you out with the application. They know me and they know the university very well. And some of the next steps. So what you can do next? Well, you can attend a virtual fair, you can download a brochure, you can speak to current students, you can sign up for the newsletter, or you can ask me. So there is some open days next couple of days. So if you're interested in attending anything, I can send you the links. So we've got lots of events happening at the end of March. You can chat to students. As I've mentioned, we've got a great feature on the website. When you come into our website, you can actually click chat now and speak to a student. And again, so here are my contact details. And then hopefully I should be able to take the questions now. Let me have a look at the questions. Okie doke. Okay, so let me start with the questions. I'm going to start from the very bottom. So Dilan asked, does your school have a preschool education department? No, we only teach degree programs. So the lowest qualification we teach is foundation. The annual fees, I shared that with you, Dilan, as well. Let me just pop a link there. So I'm going to be including some of the useful links on the chat box as well. So I'm just going to send you the link to the fees again. And the same with the scholarships. I'll send that that link as well. Okay, so here I am just posting in the chat box the scholarships and funding link, and this is where you would be able to see the fees in terms of the normal standard programs. There we go. So that has just gone into the chat box, and I've also replied to Dilan. Are there good chances of getting a job related to chemistry? Another question. I think in terms of chemistry, it's a very wide area, especially if you're thinking of chemistry like pharmaceutical chemistry. Obviously, anything at the moment with science and that kind of biomedical science, anything to do with obviously the medical aspects of it, especially what's going on with COVID, I think are going to push that area as well. Of course, chemistry can be applied to lots of different areas. And I would think that in the UK, science in general, it's a very strong area. So it is one where you might be looking at a placement, to take a placement year to start with, and then continue on once you know which sector of chemistry you want to go in. Then we've got Burhan asking if it's possible to do a master's degree. Yes, of course, plenty of master's degrees available in lots of different subject areas. We've got Kerem asking about sports scholarships. Yes, they are available. So sports scholarships will depend on the level of your sportsmanship. So if you, for example, if you're performing high-level sport on national level or international level, then certainly there will be scholarships available. I am just posting the link for you in there now. Okay. So sports scholarships, there we go. And I'm also posting that in the chat. So sports scholarships will be anything up to £7,000. And they will be reviewed every year. So if you're still continuing with your with the sports performance for the university at, let's say, local, national, international level, then every year you might be kind of put forward for the scholarship. So it really depends on your level and on your as well the sport that you are involved in. So most of the sports we will of course recognize in terms of, you know, just a sport that's that it's, I guess, a common popular sport. If it's something more niche, then it might be more difficult. But of course, Manchester is a big sporting city, and so is UK, so plenty of different sports categories to be involved in. Okay. Is there nutrition and dietetics? If there is, can we transfer? So nutrition, yes. So we do nutrition, nutrition science. It's slightly different to dietetics. Best thing to do in terms of the nutrition program is to probably look at the modules and see if that's something that is of interest for you, and how that might differ from dietetics. And of course, yes, you could. If your university has a agreement with our university, then it might be easier to transfer. If it doesn't, then it's still possible to transfer into a bachelor degree. So let's say if you study 2 years in Turkey, if you study 2 years of nutrition in Turkey, you will be able to come to Manchester Met to our second year of study, provided that the modules you studied are similar to the modules that we teach, so that we know that you covered a similar area of study. So we need to make sure that basically you have the right knowledge to join our program. And hopefully if it's the same at your university, then that should be completely fine. So I'm just gonna send you a link to nutritional sciences here. I'm assuming that you're Fidan, that was Fidan who asked the question. I'm assuming that you are studying an undergraduate level. And then also ask if scholarships are available. Yes, for undergraduate programs, is that £2,000 for every year of your study. Is there a placement opportunity for MA TESOL students? MA TESOL, okay. I'll have a look for you on the MA TESOL. Usually with placements at MA level, at master's level, they're more limited because your master's program, of course, is only 1 year. So it's a little bit less, there's less time basically for you to do a long placement. But I'm going to just send you that link here. And I know there will be some practicals as part of that. There you go. I'm just sending that to you, Ibrahim. Do you have 3D bioprinting labs as well? 3D, we've got 3D printing. I don't know if 3D bioprinting is different. We've got 3D printing, and we also do kind of have 3D scanners. We've got MRI scanners. We've got CAT scanners. There is also it's called a kind of anatomic table. So basically, it's a table that shows you can basically dissect digitally. So these tables are really useful for students who are doing biomedical science. So that was Farouk asking the question on 3D bioprinting. So I'm going to send you the 3D printing facilities at Manchester Met, and then you can have a look if that's what you're looking for. Okay, let me just get the link for you. So we have a very specialistic facility for 3D printing called Print City. And in Print City, you can 3D print anything. So we worked with, for example, companies such as Lacoste. So Lacoste basically 3D printed a shoe that was developed to basically prevent injury. It was specific to tennis. So really, the 3D printing works for everyone from fashion to engineering. Setenai asks, which programs are very popular among international students at MMU? I would think business-related programs, always popular, things like international business, architecture, and then engineering-related areas like electrical, electronic engineering, mechanical, also art and design. And that can be like things like graphic design, product design, 3D design, especially things like craft, fashion as well. So there's plenty of different kind of areas, but I would say business, architecture, kind of art and design, engineering, probably the most popular for international students. Can we get work permit in the UK after graduation? Is it 1 year? Faiza asks. No, it's actually 2 years. So the new graduate route scheme offers opportunity to extend your visa. So when you're in the UK, you can extend the visa for another 2 years to seek employment in the UK. So it's 2 years. And that's a new scheme available from this year, basically from this summer. So that's a fantastic opportunity now in the UK of that new visa that will allow you basically to experience kind of the industry, the job market here. Do we need a portfolio for digital arts programs? Echa asked. Yes, you do. Portfolios will be required for Art and Design Foundation, for the bachelor programs and the master's programs. I will send you a link to our portfolio guidance webinar. I will put that, I'm going to put that in the chat box so that you can all see. So for anyone who is interested in art and design, have a look at the portfolio webinar. This was a webinar done by one of our alumni. So she actually studied with us masters. Now she's doing PhD and working at Manchester Met. So she's had to go through the portfolio webinar and portfolio preparation herself. So hopefully that will be useful. Portfolios will differ. So the requirements will be different, for example, for fashion to architecture. So if you want specific like requirements, just email me or fill in that form and then I can follow up with you. Okay, so how long it takes for the application process? So for application process, I would say a couple of weeks. If your program requires a portfolio, then might be something like 3 weeks, let's say, or maybe 4 weeks, just because it needs to go to the academic and the academic has to review a portfolio. And especially for the popular courses in art and design architecture, we do receive a very large number of applications. It means very large number of portfolios to review. So that can take longer. For the offer to be issued, it could also be very quick. If you submit all of the documents, it could be within a week that you've got your offer if everything is in place and there's no extra requirements like portfolio and you've submitted everything in one place with all that is needed. But it can be a couple of weeks, basically. Is an IB diploma required for undergraduate architecture? You can do IB, but you don't have to. If you studied at one of the schools that are recognized by the faculty that has kind of, a good academic standing, then you don't need to have IB. You can just have your lise. I'm going to just type in the IB requirements just in case you were taking IB. So for IB is 36 points, and you need as well 3 subjects of higher level with 6 in each of those subjects. But if you're not sure, let me know which school you're studying at, and I can check if your lise would be okay or if you would need an IB. Okay, Merve, is there any age limitation for scholarship of PhD? No, no age limitation. PhD scholarships are advertised throughout the year, and as different projects are coming along, usually new scholarships are being advertised. So we don't have like a one time of the year where all scholarships go online. You kind of have to either sign up for the newsletter or keep on checking what scholarships are available in what area. It very basically depends on which project the university wins a bid for, where the funding comes from, you know, if it's from government or other private companies. So the PhD scholarships is very different to all the other programs in terms of scholarships. But again, if you know which area you want to do your PhD in, let me know and I can check what's available at the moment. If you're asking if I'm red or blue, well, this is going to be controversial because it's actually neither, as I support Leeds United. So if you are a Manchester United fan, you will know that Leeds United are definitely a big rival of the Reds. Are there any music scholarships? We have one program in music, and it's actually sound design, so it's very specific. So if you're looking at classical music, that we're probably not going to be the best option for you. There's other institutions in Manchester, like the Northern College of Music, that's better for classical music. But if you're looking at sound design, then you can apply for the undergraduate scholarship of £2,000. Or if it's a master program you're looking at in music, then again it will be the sound design masters, and you can get up to £3,000 scholarship for that one. What is the fee for computing engineering? How long does it take to graduate for bachelor? So Nilgun, 3 years is the minimum for a bachelor degree. The fee will be £17,000 because the engineering programs, kind of computing programs, require that higher fee. And what else? What else? Okay, I've got you. So Culture 2000. Okay, I will check that one, and I'll email you back. I've got like a list where I can kind of have a look if the school is on the list. Okay, I hope that I have answered all the questions. I'm going to look into what scholarships are available for life sciences. If it's for undergraduate or postgraduate, it will be kind of the master degree. It will be that either £2,000 for every year of your study if you're doing a bachelor degree, or up to £3,000 if you're doing a 1-year master degree. So it just depends. I think that's Farouk asking. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that anyone would like to ask. I know we're coming very close to the end of the webinar. We've got like 1 minute left.
Hi, Isabella. I think we have 2 questions in the questions box. Can you see?
So which ones have I missed? I've missed, okay, Merve asking about PhD and advertisement. Okay, so for the PhD, will likely require a master degree. PhD in advertisement is definitely an option because we do supervise this area within our business school. I would need to check in terms of the requirements specific for the PhD for you, Merve. So if you can either just contact me by email, or if you're happy, I'm just going to type my email address there again. Merve, if you can let me know exactly what you are looking to research, if you already have a research proposal, that will really help with answering your question. And I just put my email address there for you in the question box. And is there anything else? And then we've got Nilgun Ankara Final and the lowly Sessi. Yeah, that's where you're studying at the moment, I'm guessing. I can check that school as well for you. I'm guessing if it's the normal kind of standard and the lowly set, then it should be fine. But I will double check for you. Okay. and then I think if I can, I will email you with just a confirmation on both of you who give me the name of the schools for the Kultur 2000 and for you Ankara, Finan, and the Lowly Sesi. And I really apologize for my Turkish pronunciation. I know it's probably not very good, but I'm trying. Okay, is there anything else?
Yes, you have a quite perfect pronunciation, I think, Isabella. Also, we had another question in the chat box, but I think it's really, but you cannot see. I will just ask you. Mehmet Topgül is asking, I wonder if there is any management department.
Yes, of course. We do have management. There is different areas. So there's business management, there's events hospitality management, there is sports management, there is things like logistics and management, human resource management, fashion management. So yes, there's a lot of different courses that offer management, even just simple project management or just MSc management. It's a one-year program that's available to anyone. So let's say if you studied chemistry as a bachelor degree, it's okay, you can still apply for MSc management. So it just depends on which area of management you're looking at.
Yes, thank you very much for your answers, Isabella. Also for your great presentation. We had a good amount of interesting questions and you answered them all.
I hope I did okay. And for those where I didn't have the full answer, I will follow up with you with an email just to give you something a bit more tailored to what you ask and a specific answer to the question you ask, especially in terms of the schools and PhD requests. I hope that's okay. And yeah, thank you for your time, and just don't forget to keep asking questions. There's no bad questions, so just email me even if something comes up in the next couple of weeks if you think of something. So yeah, I'm open and here to help.
Yes, we believe it was a really comprehensive and informative webinar for the attendees. Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Manchester Metropolitan University ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Isabella'nın paylaşmış olduğu mail adresinden iletişime geçebilir ve linkleri inceleyebilirsiniz. Aynı zamanda sizi altıdaki webinarımıza da davet etmek isteriz. Thank you again, Isabella. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you very much, and all the best. Keep safe and stay well. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.